With Valley Forward, the goal for us is to always put as many young, motivated people of color on the ground with as much training and professional guidance as possible. These folks are bilingual. They're going to communities that they grew up in, that speak like them, that look like them, and they're going into it with the mentality of understanding what's at stake. When somebody comes to your door 3 times, listens to you genuinely about your concerns, promises that they're going to take those concerns to a candidate or a member of the city council in their small town, it really matters because people don't have access and we have access. A lot of these voters have abandoned the Democratic Party or stopped voting because they've been promised for years and years and years that the Latino community was going to be at the front and center of a Democratic agenda, and is, despite our best efforts, that's just not been the case. So the trust with national groups is not there. But when we build that local trust, particularly with somebody that might look like their son or their daughter, they continue to follow our lead. This is ground zero for so many of the progressive fights that we have in the nation. Climate, water, rain, immigrant justice, language justice is all happening in the Valley. So we see this as kind of the turning point. We're going to inspire people to vote, and we in the last 2 cycles, we go to people's doors, we knock on them, we talk about, ask them what their priorities are as neighbors, what they want to see done in their own communities, what they would tell a member of the government about, the improvements that we could give them if they knew how to communicate with those government officials. And then we go back and talk to them about the election. Do you know when it is? Do you know how to vote? Are you comfortable with voting? Do you need it in language? And then the 3rd time when we hit the doors, it's, all right, we've had a few conversations, and these are the collective candidates that we think are going to better your life. Sometimes they'll knock on 100 doors a shift, right? And they'll talk to 25 voters a shift, and they'll work 3 shifts every week. They'll work Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, about 25 hours a weekend, and that adds up to about 100 hours every month. And so these folks are usually taking home about $2,000 a month in scholarship money. And for anybody that wants to really do the most they can from a distance and help Valley Forward, reach that next level, sponsoring a canvasser on a monthly basis is the best way to do that. On behalf of those students and behalf of all of the voters and the candidates that have been elected, we could not have done this work in the Central Valley for the last 2 election cycles without groups like Action SF, without Central Valley Matters. The work that we've been able to do, there's a couple vehicles, but there was no gasoline. So thank you so much for everybody that have contributed, that plans to contribute. Frankly, the monthly donations are the ones that help the most because they're reoccurring, and they give us hope every time I see something from Act Blue. There are good people that are really putting the gas in the tank for the whole system to work. So thank you. There are good voters and good districts in every state, and there's reapportionment every 10 years. We have to continue climbing uphill because nobody got anything in this country or across the world by it wasn't easy, right? Nobody got anything for free. So if we're not fighting for it, we're never going to get it.